welcome to the big show and tell. Where getting big results for marketing and branding happens on the daily. I am your co host, Kim White, and I am honored to be co hosting with the master givologist herself, the famous Donna Bender. Donna, thank you and happy Halloween.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. And everybody, Kim White is my, as I love to say, cohort in crime. She is also the fierce leader and founder of the My Sexy Business team and community. And we're all set to have a fun-filled holiday celebration.
I love the costumes, Donna, that were chosen. I will tell you, I do a lot of things for Donna when it comes to dressing up. But Donna, I want to talk about you being a cross between.
Yeah, I am. I'm a cross between the White Bunny, Kim, and the Mad Hatter. Those ears and the hat.
Well, and I want everyone to make note of the fact that I'm not Alice. This is Alice in Wonderland stuff, but I'm her older sister, Alicia. So, so as you can tell, the show is going to be quite fun today. And I think you wanted to start off by saying a quick Alice in Wonderland thing, Donna.
I did, Kim. I'm late. I'm late for a very important date.
How long is forever?
Sometimes it's just a second, Kim.
Well, we hope you all will have some fun with us today and walk away with some amazing things. So, why now is the time to increase sales is very important. This month's Big Show and Tell is going to focus on why timing, presentation, and strategy matter more than ever when it comes to client and employee appreciation.
You know, Kim, one of the things I just want to make sure that our audience takes away from the Big Show and Tell today is, we're going to talk all about gifts and why it's important to give gifts and about presentation and packaging and various decoration types. But the one thing I really want to talk about, which you said was a theme, which is why is now the perfect time? Because you still have time in Q4 if you want to send a gift to employees or your clients. But here's the thing. If you feel under too much stress, think about January. Think about the beginning of the year to start that off with your clients and celebrate them in the first quarter of next year. So one thing I just want to make sure everybody walks away with is the whole idea that my hat is falling down, is the whole idea that I don't want to bring stress into anybody's life. I'm here to give you all these tips and tricks of how to reduce the stress in your life around gift giving. So that said, Kim, let's go to our first segment about the importance of giving value first. Yes, did you want to say something here?
It's Alicia.
Alicia, I'm so important, Nurse Rat. Excuse me, Nurse Ratchet. I mean, Alicia.
Here we go.
Giving segment is a personal story on the importance of showing appreciation. So if you notice, I have this lovely little box on my shelf, and it is a unique and retro lunchbox. And it was given to all of the roving reporters who attended a sticky note weekend retreat in person or virtually with Kim and Jill. During this retreat, we plan out our business for the next quarter, making it a thoughtful gift. And you could find more out about sticky note time on the My Sexy Business website. The lunchbox was given to show appreciation to all of us that attended and help plan out and implement next steps to our business. Inside were various sticky notes and tools for us to use, thus making it a useful and meaningful gift. It was perfectly planned by Jill and Kim to be given out at the start of the school year. Besides looking so cute, this type of box is nostalgic. Nostalgia creates an emotional connection. It elicits a feeling inside of us that takes us back to our own childhood, making this a memorable gift. And the funny part, several months ago when Kim was looking for boxes, I presented this idea to her because I knew it was very special and she would love it. When I went into the meeting last weekend, I had not seen how the final product came out. And with all that I knew behind the scenes, I still felt appreciated and thought of by getting a unique, useful, memorable, and meaningful gift. I was so grateful that I was going to get one. I will confess that I spent a good deal of time cushioning it between soft clothing so I wouldn't crush it on my flight back from New York. I loved being able to see firsthand the great reactions from all the other recipients and how good all that made Kim and Jill feel as well. That was truly another gift for me.
Well, Kim, I want to show our lunch boxes because truthfully, we all have these on our shelves. We're showing them all the time, and it is so handy, let me just say.
It is such an important thing to note, Donna, that I would never have thought of that on my own. You were the one that brought that to me, and how amazing it was that we could put our brand on it. We could make it a gift. We could make it special. And you hit all of the 5 that you talk about. So I appreciate the fact that you gave value first by helping me find something amazing to give to all the attendees when we were in New York. So thank you, Donna.
You're most welcome, Kim. And it is so important to give value first, to show appreciation. And that's what we're going to be talking about throughout the show. So the next segment, Kim, I found a cheerleader that could maybe help us. No, Kim, I am totally wrong. The next segment, that's what I love about being live. The next segment, Kim, is about the importance of giving value first and a personal story that I share. So I know how good that could make everybody feel.
Value first. What do I mean by that? Well, giving value first means doing something for someone else without any strings attached, wanting to help someone and letting go of the outcome because you want to build a relationship. And I'm hoping that this story that actually happened to me will demonstrate several times the value in giving value first. So when I first moved to Dallas, I didn't know many people, and I became friendly with a vice president of one of the banks. And his clientele were realtors. And so I decided I wanted to help him with his clients. And I started offering free educational seminars on the importance of standing out from your competition. And I thought it was perfect for the bank because as a bank, you want your clients to grow their business because the bigger their business gets, the more money they deposit in your bank. And so for the realtors, they wanted to remain with the bank and stay very loyal. I also gained a couple of clients who wanted to buy branded products. And one of the realtors and I worked on a custom folder that had zippers and pockets and had a pen and memo book inside. And it had a tape measure and a map. Yes, we had maps then. And it had factoids about all the neighborhoods they were going to go out and see that day. And so on a particular weekend, my client called me up on a Sunday night to tell me what had happened to her. She had gone out Saturday with a young couple and gave them this folder. And they were so impressed with it that at the end of the day, they had to tell her that they had already scheduled another realtor for Sunday. And they almost were apologizing to her. And my client understood. I mean, that's the nature of the business. And then Sunday night, the young couple called my client and asked her if she would go out with them the following day because they felt so special that my client took the time to put all this information together for them, and they trusted her and wanted to continue to build a relationship. And so what happened was they purchased a home that today would be valued at around $700,000. And it was only a $500 investment for my client because she made several of these to give out to prospects. And so the moral of the story is it's so important to give value, to build relationships, to show appreciation, and magic can really happen.
Well, I don't know, Kim. So far, I've gotten melty after the first two segments. You know what? They were personal. Both of those situations were personal for me. And I just had good feelings from them.
Well, and let me just point out, you do this every day for clients like that are scattered across the globe that you work with. So this is not something new for you. This is something ongoing, and it happens all the time. People come to you for your expertise in picking corporate gifting items or branded products. You do that, Donna, but I have to say the outcome has been so amazing for all the things, because the lunchbox was a couple years ago, and not one single person that was with that lunchbox is gone today. Like, you think about customer loyalty, when you're not showing them how much you appreciate them or giving them a reason to pick you, you got a lot of competition out there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something you've taught all of us, is that you really do show like a high value for them, because our businesses wouldn't work without our clients and our customers or our team and employees.
That's for sure, Kim. And thank you for, pointing that out. That means a lot. And so one of the things I thought would be a good time to interject into the show are some great new products for the holidays.
Okay, let's head over to these. These are beautifully done. Thank you, Donna.
Oh, my pleasure.
Love it. Can I just add too that these pictures are basically of lifestyles where people are actually using the branded products or the gifts that they have been given. And when you're looking for ideas, Donna is the inspiration for us personally. But when you are looking for those ideas, what do you want your clients to feel like? Because I think those happy faces in those also, Donna, depict what it feels like to feel like somebody does appreciate you and they have given you something that you are able to use in your life. It's not something that, like you've talked about a lot of times, people just trash. We don't want to give that kind of stuff. So I hope everybody got lots of ideas from that reel.
And if they didn't, Kim, we have several others.
Yes.
There's some unbelievable holiday ideas this year, and we'll just keep them coming, and also get to show some live things throughout. So one of the things, Kim, that have to move that a little. One of the things that I want to talk about is, sometimes people get lost or can't figure out, what to give. Like, even though I show products, they're not sure about, what their clients might like. And so this next segment is the importance of putting together client lists and how to find out things about your clients that they might like. So, Kim, can you roll
it? I love it.
First, let me ask you a question. Have you ever given a client gift that you might have felt was a little impersonal? Or have you ever given a gift hoping your client would like it because you really don't know much about them? Or do you really want to find something that you could give your client to show how much you appreciate them for doing business with you? Well, I have been using my giving plan for almost 20 years now to show my clients how much I appreciate them. And to this day, the responses that I get and the phone calls I get, or the posts on social media, or the thank you notes really, really fills me up so much that it is the greatest gift I can ever receive. So what do I mean by a client checklist? Well, first of all, there are 5 important words that you need to keep in mind when selecting the gift: thoughtful, meaningful, useful, unique, and memorable. And I'm going to give you the top 5 questions that I find are important to know about my clients. Now, they could have several of these in their that they like to do. I have a list of 23, and I'm going to give you the top 5. So do they like to cook and entertain? Do they like the outdoors? Do they like the mountains or the beach? Are they sports fanatics? Do they like golf, tennis, pickleball, football? Do they love to garden? And do they love to travel? And these are important questions that are much different than knowing their anniversary, their birthday, if they're empty nesters. These questions have gotten to a more personal level. And once you find the answers to those, you will have no challenge finding something that's thoughtful, useful, memorable, unique, and meaningful. And the best part is you're going to stand out from your competition, because your client is going to be so impressed and so touched that you got to know them on a personal level and thought of them when you gave them the gift, which will only build long-lasting relationships that will grow your business.
So Kim, I want to talk about how to know all the answers to these questions. How can you even find the answers to any of the questions? And, it's much easier today than it was 20 years ago when I first started, because now there's ChatGPT, there's Google, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook. You can do some research on some of your top clients that you want to know what they're like outside of the office, which will give you clues and hints as to what they might possibly like. And because of that, it's a fail safe, because it really makes a difference. If someone hates cooking, you don't want to give them anything as far as anything for the kitchen. Okay. Unless maybe their husband likes cooking. So that could be, but I'm just saying, if people don't like the beach, you don't want to, give a great luxurious towel, perhaps, so it really is important to find out certain things and, to use the services that we all use on a daily basis to find out about your clients.
I think that's a brilliant idea, Donna. And I have to giggle because one of your examples you always use that makes me giggle is that you don't want to give like a steak box or, food boxes are a great, gift idea as long as they have something that they keep in there, like you talk about. But you don't want to give steak to someone who is like my husband and I, who have been plant-based for almost 7 years. So
yeah, it's really important to know those little things. So now, Kim, I think what I would love to do is go to another product. Now we're going to talk about my cheerleader. My notes are all out of whack here, Kim. I'm just being honest.
Let me say this. You are our cheerleader, Donna. You actually have made it possible to do the things that you talk about because of you cheering us on. So I love your cheerleader segment. Let's head over to see Donna in living color, we'll call it.
Give me an I, give me a V, give me an E. What's that spell? Give. What's that spell? Give. Today's surprise and delight marketing segment is how a giving plan can increase your business. Yeah, year, all the hustle and bustle and time spent, even hours searching online if you want to avoid going into the retail stores. And how many unicorns showed up on that website you were looking at? And after spending a day selecting gifts to give clients and business associates, you probably gave up or perhaps were frustrated. If planned well, giving client gifts can become one of the most effective ways to build long-lasting relationships with your clients that will not only retain them, but also engage prospects, increase referrals, and it will grow your business. I think by now you know how I like to surprise and delight someone. So by having a giving plan, you will create an opportunity to surprise and delight clients and prospects during the year when no one else is doing that. And, you know, people always say to me, why give gifts? Well, there are several reasons to give gifts, including to show you're thinking about someone, to show appreciation, to surprise and delight someone, to show you care as a thank you, and just because. You know, we're at the end of Q4 and it's time to reflect upon our current business, what worked, what didn't work, and to project out what we'd like our business to look like next year. So by showing your appreciation, saying thank you, acknowledging your clients and business associates, creating a giving plan can be successful and implemented quickly when it becomes part of your overall marketing plan and budget. When put into place and executed correctly, a customized giving plan will open lines of communication and reach the key markets and people to help you meet your goals. I have witnessed that all of this can happen by just giving. I'm living proof that this strategy works. And so, back to you.
So, give me a G, give me an I. Kim, let me just share something about this. Everything I share is all because of things that I have witnessed and gone through myself. And let me be perfectly honest. When I first started doing this, it was an accident that it all happened. You know, I personally have always loved giving gifts. I would give gifts to people I met with in networking when I first started in the business. And it was always something different and unique. And so just by giving something like that, they either wanted to buy something or they wanted to give me a referral. And then it kept happening. And so I got to see a pattern, Kim, and realize that put into place and done strategically, it can really help your business. And on the other side, I also want to say that you don't give with strings attached. You just give to give. You give because it makes the receiver also feel good by giving. And I just want to emphasize that. And so I want to give strategies. I want to tell everybody about it. I want to give suggestions. But I also want people to know that giving with no strings attached is my motto.
It sure is, Donna. And the funny thing is like you said, is when you give with no strings attached, that's what happens is you ended up getting sales and referrals and multiplying those over and over by doing what you already do, which is be generous and give. So I love that you teach all of us how to be giveologists.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Well, I think it's time to show some more fabulous product ideas for the holidays. And this particular one I found fascinating and just hope you all do too.
Everything is repurposed and recycled and secondary used and all. Everything is one piece minimum.
Okay.
No setup fee.
Oh my God, they're back.
48-hour turnaround time on all orders. Everything includes full color, full bleed. There's no run charges or any of that.
Oh my gosh.
The box turns into a bird feeder.
Perfect.
Yes. Once you open it and remove the bottle, speak low, you can turn it into a bird feeder. You just have to use 3M on the base. Put it here. And you bird scat. Thank you.
So I realized that in that video, I never showed the product. I just showed the box.
You were so excited about the box.
I was so excited about the box, but look at this beautiful tumbler that is made from recycled metals. And it just has such a unique, all the detailing. So this is black and gold. It also comes in white with silver, and it's beautiful. And it comes also in that wonderful box. So just wanted to share.
It's beautiful, Donna.
So Kim, I think that my hat is. So I think now what I also would like to share with everybody is something else that I love doing, and that is working with companies and working with their sales and marketing teams. So here's a segment on corporate training.
Making sales and staying in business is more important than ever in today's fast-paced world. And I hear the buzz around the executive boardrooms. How do we get our teams to hit our sales numbers? What can we do to stay ahead of our competition, keep clients loyal, and multiply referrals? Sound familiar? As Vice President of Merchandising at Calvin Klein and Director of Sales at Salvatore Ferragamo, I learned the secrets of using the right branded marketing, which opened the door to also consult for Eddie Bauer, Laura Ashley, Major League Baseball, and New Balance. Working with branding and marketing legends for several decades enabled me to help hundreds of corporate clients and their teams design customized plans that increased sales, saved time, and eliminated the common challenges hindering growth. Our corporate training program can strengthen your brand presence, amplify visibility, and foster meaningful connections with your right audiences, so you can stop spending money on inefficient marketing that wastes valuable time and money. Let's change that conversation in the boardroom. I'm Donna Bender. Contact my team today to discover how our tailored approach can transform your company's performance, increase your business, and position you ahead of the competition too.
Well,
And you have done that for us. Let's just say that. You have helped our team pick out lovely things and do lovely things with the appreciation in mind. So thank you.
oh, my pleasure. And that's the thing. Giving gifts, as I said, I love doing it even before I got into into this industry. And so it was easy and it was natural for me. But it's not easy and natural for everybody. Everybody has their own wheelhouse. So, if I could come up to a company and just give some tips and product ideas and help them understand the importance and how to plan it out so it's not something that creates stress for the giver. That's really important.
I get overwhelmed with it because I want to give all these lovely gifts. This is just a true confession. And then all the different things that go into it, it's overwhelming to me because I'm running businesses. And I think that that's the amazing thing you bring to the table also, Donna, is that you can train our teams to take over some of those things and help us be able to do the things we desire to do, but we get overwhelmed with them. So thank you for that very much.
And the holidays, and I'm talking about the typical end of the year holidays. That whole time of year is very stressful. From Halloween on, it's the, gearing up for Thanksgiving, gearing up for Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all the holidays that people celebrate. And so if there's a plan in place that can alleviate the stress for that time and do it earlier in the year, or when I like to give gifts out on unique holidays when no one else is giving a gift, it alleviates the stress. You've given a gift, and now you can enjoy the holidays as well. So there's a lot of reason to my madness, Kim.
That Mad Hatter is at work, y'all.
Just saying. So Kim, the next segment I think is really, 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 really important. And not that they all aren't, but the next segment is about the differences between employee fulfillment and employee engagement. And there is a difference. So I would like to share that now.
Okay.
Differences between employee engagement and employee fulfillment. What does employee fulfillment look like? Well, it's about aligning what employees want out of life with what their job offers. It's about achieving something desired, promised, and predicted, leading to a more meaningful and satisfying work experience. When employees feel valued and connected to their work, magic happens. Did you know that 89% of employees who receive recognition feel job satisfaction? And this translates directly into improved customer service, as happy employees create happy clients. And companies with highly engaged employees see a 21% boost in profitability, plus a 41% drop in absenteeism. One form of showing appreciation could be thoughtful gifts that make the biggest impact. A personalized Yeti mug or a Patagonia jacket. These are gifts of appreciation that can go a long way. Remember, when we show our employees that we value them, they're not just more productive, they're more loyal, more innovative, and they bring that positive energy right back to our clients. When our employees thrive, our clients take notice and our businesses thrive. Here's to your success.
Yes, I mean, Kim, happy employees equal happy clients equals a great business. And that it's simple, it's a simple formula, but employees want to feel part of, when employees are going on a job interview and they're talking, to the hiring management team, and they say, well, these are the hopes we have for you. They're hoping that you have those hopes. And when whatever is promised on that job interview is actually given, and actually, the employees see that you mean business, you do what you say, they're going to stay. They're going to feel loyal. And loyal employees are an amazing asset to your business in so many different ways. And if I could just read one or two stats, that employees who receive branded gifts stay an average of 1.5 years longer, okay? And 25.8% feel appreciated by their employer when they're gifted something. So those good feelings not only help your clients, but they also help your business and your employees. So I just think that when you're thinking about your clients, you also need to think about your employees. That's it.
Well, and I love your onboarding ideas. You have onboarding gift sets that, like you have shared before on other big show and tells. And I think that's another thing is if they're coming into almost a welcome party, it feels like by getting gifts right out of the gate. I think that's brilliant, Donna. So thank you again for sharing these things with us.
Kim, I am also going to talk about time right now because I just want to let anybody know who may have just joined us that today's show and tell, Kim and I are dressed up for Halloween. I am a combo Mad Hatter white bunny, and this is Alicia in Wonderland. Alicia in Wonderland. But you have joined us for the big show and tell, and this month's theme is now is the time to increase your sales and think about building your business. And we are talking about gifts and all different things for clients and employees. And we're so glad you joined us.
Very glad, Donna. Well, where are we heading to next, White Rabbit?
Well, Kim, Alicia.
Alicia.
Well, Alicia, we are going to the next segment, which is on classic gift ideas.
Ooh.
Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on classic gift ideas. And what do I mean by classic, something that's classic? What comes to mind? You know, if I say, what kind of classic car do you love? I mean, a lot of times people will say a classic Cadillac or a T-Bird or a Vet. Or what was your favorite classic movie? Maybe Star Wars, maybe Gone with the Wind. But when you think of something classic, it is also nostalgic, and it brings you back to a time when things were less complicated. It was a time of your youth. It was that emotional connection that when you look at something now as an adult, it conjures up an emotion inside of you. And 68% of consumers today would rather spend more money on a product if the product affected them on emotion and on an emotional and personal level. So there's something to be said about going back to classics. So one tip I want to give you is that when you do put your logo on a product that is even classic, you don't always have to put your logo right in the center. You could be a lot more subtle. It could have an inspirational message. And so let's start thinking of some classic ideas for gifts. A pen. I always say you'll be known for the pen you give, because if you give a cheap pen, it will leak and you'll have ink all over the place. And if you give a good pen, people will remember you because people will steal them off someone's desk. I mean, I would get phone calls like that, can I have another pen? Someone took mine. So you know that was a good pen to give. Another classic gift idea would be, you know, the can cooler and koozies when you have an outdoor event or a beach party or at the pool or Independence Day. There's also something so comforting about a ceramic mug that may have a wonderful inspirational message on it. And you can roll up on the couch with a blanket and, you know, feel the nice warmth of that whole situation. Again, it connects with you emotionally. So when it comes to the first day on the job, nothing says welcome more to a new client or an employee than a great pen and a notebook to put inside a welcome kit. So the next time you're wondering what to get your clients or employees, my final tip of the day would be to keep it simple and start with a timeless gift.
You know, there again, classic gifts really bring back a sense of nostalgia, and you know, nostalgia creates an emotional connection with your clients. So there's so many. There is no shortage of gift ideas. Let me just say this now: there is no shortage, and you know, the thing is to. You know, people say, oh, you know, I don't want to do something simple like a pen, but there are some really nice pens out there, you know, and that you can personalize and laser engrave somebody's name. And so, Kim, I thought that maybe now we could go into decorating and imprinting and do that video and some of the slides on that to give more ideas about how things can be decorated.
Absolutely. You want to start with the video, Donna, or one of the slides?
Yes, the video. Let's start with the video and then we could go into the slides. Thanks.
Okay.
So this is so unique in terms of how you can decorate drinkware.
It's just amazing.
Yes. Very interesting. It's like, I mean, that is full color, laser engraved, 360 degrees. So there's there's so many ways that you can decorate something today, Kim. And, so that's drinkware. And what I wanted to show also and we're going to move into packaging in a little bit too, but in terms of decorating, this is a journal that I have given out several times throughout the years, and hopefully, yeah. And I had embossed it with my DB logo. But the thing I love about this journal, and we all go, oh, we all have a million journals, it's refillable. So if you have a nice looking journal, which everybody always thought this was leather, but it's leatherette. And it's wonderful, and it lasts. This has to be, the cover has to be at least 16 years old. And so I just refill it, when I run out.
It's vegan leather.
Vegan leather, Kim. Yes, we can. Yes, we could move into it used to be called, oh my God, I can't even think of the word. Plethora. Not plethora, pleather.
Leather.
There is a plethora, but it used to be called pleather. But yes, vegan leather is a good one. And then we have a slide, Kim, on debossing as one of the
I hope this is the right one.
Yes, and there is a journal, right? The blue one, but that particular journal, not only can you do something on the outside, but you can personalize a note. A handwritten note inside the journal. Like, how special does that make that journal for somebody? A thank you note inside the cover of the journal. And the face of that animal is to show that, everything could be done full color dye sublimation, where before you used to have to pay. If you had a logo that had 3 colors, you were paying screen charges for all 3 and run charges for all 3. And now there's so many techniques like full color dye sublimation where you pay one time, and that's it. So there's a lot of different and great ways to decorate items.
Can I just say that I don't know if y'all are impressed, but I am with these big words.
Full color dye sublimation. Well, it's just taking something and taking an imprint and putting it all over the t-shirt, and it could have 6, 7 different colors on it. I mean, it's just wonderful the things that could be done today. So that's what we got. And then this is something I definitely wanted to show personally. So this was during COVID, and I decided I was going to give a water bottle out as one of my gifts. And besides that, everybody had their name laser engraved on the top. The imprint was a laser engraved motivational cloud, and it was inspirational. And it took me forever. It took me forever to put it together, but everybody kept telling me how wonderful it was that they had it on their desk and they could see it and use it, which gave me an idea, Kim. And I did this. I took that imprint and I did it in black as well. I did a mouse pad. This one is 4-in-1. It cleans your screen. It's a mouse pad. And so I took the imprint, put it on the mouse pad. And then I also, during COVID, gave out some cell phone cleaners, sterilizers, and I put it on the cover. I think you can see it. Well, yeah. I did it on the cover. So one imprint I was able to put on 3 different items. And that's the things that I love to work with my clients on, because if you have, you want to spend time designing something special, it doesn't have to be a one and done. You could do it throughout, the whole year, the next year. There's so many things that you can do. And and we're going to, after the next segment, we'll go into some packaging ideas. But I hope this explained a little bit more about decorating and what's out there today.
And Let me add, Donna, with flu season coming, because it's every year is flu season, those never go out of style. Those
The
phone
cell phone,
sanitizer,
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty amazing.
yeah. It's definitely a great winter gift. So, Kim,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am. I think we should go into our next segment, which is on why you should appreciate your clients on a unique holiday that doesn't have to be a major holiday, and it's World Science Day. Eureka! Oh, thanks, Kim. A surprise and delight marketing segment is about a discovery I've made. Yes, I found the perfect formula to make your clients and employees feel appreciated on World Science Day. But don't despair. And you need not worry, because you don't have to memorize anything like in a chemistry class. There is some logic here. You see, my dear fellow scientists, appreciation is a proven theory, not a hypothesis. And today, I am here to remind Science Day is a wonderful way for creative and brilliant minds to celebrate the people who make your business a success. So, here's an experiment you might want to try out for yourself today. Surprise one of your clients or more with a little something special today: a note, a phone call, an email, a small gift. Trust me, this is one of my secret ingredients in my special formula to build long-lasting relationships and build loyalty with your clients. There is no need to be skeptical. There's a science to this. And by the way, you don't need to wait for World Science Day to test it out. I have a plethora of wacky holidays I can share with you. Just saying.
I love Einstein.
Yes, it's not a hypothesis. It is a fact, Kim. It is all factual. And it's just a fun way for me to remind people about appreciating clients on non-major holidays, so that you stand out from your competition and really surprise and delight them, because that's what it's all about. And so now I thought we would quickly go into another wonderful product reel, Kim, because I think there's more new ideas.
Just move on up for peace you can find into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush not, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Move on up and keep on wishing. Remember, your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I do show a lot of drinkware and I do show a lot of bags, because they are the two top categories of gifts, and not just gifts, branded products, that people give throughout the year. And in a $26 billion industry, having those two categories, you can obviously know there's no shortage of drinkware and bags. So there's so many ways you can go with that. And one of the things I wanted to talk about next, Kim, was we can move right into like packaging kinds of options. Is that one year when I did give a bottle, I also decorated the box. I decorated the box, and instead of wrapping it, I put the bow on there, and I had "Wishing you all the best. Here's to a great 2017." And so my suggestion would be if somebody wanted to decorate the box and get away from wrapping, don't put the year, because then you can reuse use it again. And I even signed my name. So this is a great option if you don't like packaging, which we're going to, talk about now. And that's gift wrapping packaging, because presentation is key. And, again, this is something that I learned just because I love doing it. And so I am known when I give gifts that everything is silver. I use silver paper. I use silver wire ribbon. I use a silver gift tag, silver bags, silver tissue paper. And it could be, polka dot with silver, polka dotted paper, or it could be a pattern with silver. But that's what I've been known for. And I love doing that. And people have told me that they don't even want to open the bag and open the gift because they like the presentation so much. So there's a lot of ways you could do that. Pick a theme, pick a color. You can ship them. You can hand deliver some of them. There's so many ways. I also, I'll get blank bags, but I have, silver stickers with my company logo on it that I could stick on the bag. And so there's a lot of ways to enhance the gift. And, again, anybody who has any questions about that, to feel free to reach out in terms of gifts and decorating and packaging.
Oh, I love whenever I get something from Donna because it is presented so well. If you want something presented well, don't ask me to wrap anything. Let me say that, Donna.
Well, Kim, I think we're coming around to the end of our show. And
close.
Sorry?
Getting very close.
We're getting very close. We can move into the last segment if we like, and then we can just chat after it. So yes, please.
I have something special I want to share at the end too. I want to show everybody something. So Donna didn't know I was going to do it, but I'm going to show something pretty exciting. But I want to put a little bit of a information in front of this. This is a Donna creation. Donna wrote what is about to be shared, and I think that is worth mentioning, Donna, at the beginning and at the end of it. So
thank you, Kim.
It was a month of client cheer, gifts all over the place, gratitude and thanks to be delivered for our clients to embrace, handwritten notes with goodwill in each line, in hopes that our clients would continue to shine. Corporate team members were snug in their chairs, having finished their training on building relationships beyond just office affairs. A giving plan was the reason. We created client lists, budgets, spreadsheets, and charts. The purpose was how showing appreciation increases business, which always warms my heart. When all of a sudden I heard a loud hum, I sprang from my desk to see where it came from. I ran to my office because it sounded like a crash. And there on my computer was an email that made my heart flash. The words on the screen were so lively and warm, from a client expressing how much we transformed their business, their goals, their dreams we'd enhanced. So much gratitude flowed. It made my heart dance. I sat down at my desk and started to reply. I will admit I was a little melty. I cannot lie. For in every relationship, big or small, gratitude's the catalyst that grows them all. And one by one before my eyes, they jumped off the page. Had I won a prize? Now testimonials, now referrals, now requests to place new orders, on thankfulness, on gratitude, on appreciation, on reorders. My message has been, give without expectation, with no strings attached. And by giving gifts that are thoughtful, meaningful, memorable, and useful, they will keep you unmatched. I am passionate in finding the best products and gifts for you to give in this way. But remember, messaging goes beyond just a company logo. To me, it's about who will I inspire today? With my new book in hand, The Art of Giveology, I have been asked to share what next year looks like for me. Working with entrepreneurs and corporate clients is my specialty, and working more with their younger teens would be my ultimate legacy. As I sit back in my chair with a heart full of glee, I know showing gratitude is the answer and my secret recipe. Client relationships will always be your true guiding light. So remember to thank them when no one else is by using surprise and delight. And from the bottom of my heart and with all of my might, I wish you a happy, healthy holiday season, and to all, a good night.
Well, I'm crying.
I am so proud of you for doing that. That is amazing, Donna. You're
Thank you.
talented.
Thank you. That rounded up my melty for this show, Kim. Let me just say.
Well, let me just take a second because I want to show something really quickly. Let me see if I can push the right buttons. Let me just say that. But I'd like to share. Let me see. Can you see this, Donna?
I can.
I'd like to share that if you go to donnabender.com, which is Donna's website, you can see the beautiful Donna standing there, but there are all kinds of things that can inspire you to do what she's talking about. So here are different ways to connect with her: the Giving Plan Workshop, the blog, the Big Show and Tell. She's got her book out, corporate training. But let me show you this one right here. This is a gift catalog. And I don't know if you all are like me. When I was, young, we would be given a book to circle things because we wanted to get certain things for the holidays. And these catalogs are amazing. They have topical things, and you can go in. Donna gives you instructions how to put your logo on things if you want your logo on things. She also offers strategy sessions. So I just want to point out how amazing Donna is and what she is, doing in the world, because I truly believe this is a legacy, Donna, that you're leaving for all of us to know and understand how a giveologist operates and how much it does increase our businesses, increases the loyalty of our teams and our clients. It's a pretty magical thing. You used that term earlier, and I agree. It's very magical.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you for showing that. And I appreciate it. Yeah, there's so many different ideas in the catalogs, and you could print them out also. You could download them, print them out, circle them, and call me. There you go. There you go. It's so easy.
There you go. And Donna will handle the details. I think that's the amazing part too, is you got to realize she takes the stress out of it because she knows how to do these things. And if it's stressful, even thinking about picking the clients or picking the gifts or picking the, gift wrapping, all of that, Donna can help you become very clear and put it in place. So I love your quote, Donna. I am going to say this before we leave. It's not about increasing your budget. It's about changing your strategy. So if you're not getting marketing results now and your brand has not got lots of brand love, Donna is the one to go to. So I'm going to say that.
Thank you, Kim. And thank you so much for being with me throughout these. And I do want to let everybody know the next live Big Show and Tell is going to be on January 26, 2026. You may see some things coming through in November and December, but our next live Big Show and Tell will be in January. So from the bottom of my heart, because it's very melty right now, Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And you know what I like to say, Kim? It's a wrap. And bye for now.